Hi, I'm Pierozzi, and today I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to trim a bowl. So the first thing that you need to notice about when you're trimming a bowl is you want it to be a true leather heart. All right, what does that mean? It's no longer malleable, it's stiffened up quite a bit, and if you touch it, it doesn't feel tacky to the surface anymore. It sort of feels the way cheese feels, all right? Hard cheese. So once we've got this good consistency and it's nice and even and it's dry, I'm gonna go ahead and take this bowl and flip it over, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the bat head, just like this. And the next step is to get it centered. So I'll put my finger here and I'm gonna slowly spin it, and wherever it comes in contact, I'm just gonna slightly move it forward, all right? We're just gonna do that again, all right? It's almost there. Okay, that's good. Now, one of the most important things that you need to know is you cannot fake this. If this thing is off, all right, then when you go to trim, one side is gonna be thick and the other side is gonna be thin. So you always wanna make sure that it's perfect. So I'm gonna take my finger and it's not moving right here. So that's perfect, okay? The next thing I'll do is I wanna put my hand on the top of this, and then I'm gonna make some coils of clay. And I'm gonna slowly push it down. Now the thing I'm not doing, if you notice, I'm not shoving it into the side here. I'm kind of laying it flat and letting it drape. Because if I push in on the sides, I may warp this shape, okay? Warp the shape of the bowl, which is something I definitely don't wanna do. So I'll get a couple coils of clay. This helps to keep the bowl from flying off, which is never a good thing in ceramics. All right, and we'll do one more. All right, that's good. That's good and set. So we have a couple options here. I've got two tools that I'm gonna be using. One is the small trimming tool, and the other is the large trimming tool. These are the primary ones that I'm gonna be using. I kind of like the small trimming tool, using it for most jobs because it gives me less drag. So sometimes if I apply this with a lot of pressure, my bowl may want to fly off. When I use this, I can just sort of take it off. So now I'm gonna let the wheel sort of do the work. And if I've let my clay stiffen up properly, I'm gonna get these beautiful little ribbons of clay that are gonna slide off. If there's little chunky balls and they're rolling around, it still tells me it's a little too wet. And if I don't get those beautiful ribbons and I'm getting little things coming off, it tells me the clay is too dry. So now I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna lock everything together like this, okay? And then I'm gonna simply start taking clay away. And I'll usually let, again, you see these beautiful ribbons? All right. All right. And I'm using the small side right now, the looped part. And again, I'm locking everything together. And I'm creating this beautiful foot. All right. Now, here's one of the most important things, is I like to tap to be able to understand how thick or how thin that I've trimmed away. If I hear a little bit of sound, kind of like a drum, it tells me it's getting thin and I may not want to take anything else. So I hear a sound, hear it? That means it's good to go. We don't want to take anything off. So I'm gonna go ahead and now use my big trimming tool and create a nice shape, okay? Just go like this. I'm just gonna let that wheel, again, do all the work for me, okay? I can comb a rib over this later, if I want to clean the shape up, but we're just going to do some basic trimming right now until we get the process down. All right, now that's nice. Nice and thin, perfect. Now I set up the foot, that foot ring that's really important. And I like to use this part of the small trimming tool to do that. I like that angular shape. And so wherever my foot is, I'm gonna set it up again. See how I've got everything locked together? My elbows are down and everything's kind of together. I'm gonna take it right here. I'm gonna define that inside edge of my foot. All right, take that away. I know that this bowl is relatively a circle shape, so I can just see this as a transition point, put this line here, and then continue through the form. So I'm gonna take this, all right, and we'll see how these beautiful little ribbons? And I like glazing this area, so I like really putting a nice foot on that. Okay, it's getting a little thin there, so we're just gonna go ahead and just start to work that. All right, everything's getting right about there. Okay. All right. Now that's pretty perfect at this moment. I got a little bit of gobbledygook here. Bring that out with my nail. Before I do anything, I want to do a little finishing move at the end. This is kind of a sharp edge. So what I like to do is get a little damp sponge, add a little bit of water, and then just soften it. So I make this shape, and I just kind of soften those edges. And that's it. I'll put my name in the middle, and then let's take a look at what it looks like. You guys can decide. All right. One other important thing I do like to do is after I've trimmed, I like to flip bowls over bat to bat. So if I pick this up now, I may warp this and it may show itself in the high fire. So I'll take a bat, go like this, all right, and then simply flip it over. And then now if I pick it up, I can pick it up from the base. And there is your bowl.